Hey, gang, how's it going? You are listening to Scattered Curiosities, Tiny-Sode number 3, entitled, You Can't Do That. And in this episode, we're going to talk about some crazy laws that exist in America and around the world. Now, I'm sure that you know that from state to state, there are different laws. For example, when you go to New Jersey, you're not allowed to pump your own gas. You have to stay in your car and let the attendant fill it up for you, which totally weirded me out the first time I saw it because in Illinois, where I grew up, my dad would let me fill up the gas tank when I was a kid, which I thought was the coolest thing in the world. So I did a little bit of research, and there's a ton of these out there, by the way, and I'm going to share with you a couple of these laws that exist in specific parts of the country. First of all, in California, Nevada, Alaska, Hawaii, and Florida, you can be given a ticket if you're driving too slow. And this one makes complete sense to me because in Illinois, where I learned to drive, they have a law that basically requires you to keep up with the flow of traffic, which means that even if the speed limit is posted at, say, 55 miles per hour, if it's 7 o'clock at night in the rush hour and the average speed of the traffic is higher than that, you're required to keep up with that traffic, and going too slow could actually be more dangerous than speeding, and so that's why you get a ticket for going too slow. Here are some other ones. In Alabama, it's illegal to flick your boogers against the wind. In San Francisco, you're not allowed to feed the pigeons, and I wish that was a law here in New York, too. There's this one guy in my neighborhood that feeds pigeons, and every time I go for a run, he always seems to intentionally throw the food where the pigeons are just going to fly right into my face. In Denver, Colorado, it's illegal to drive a black car on Sunday. And Florida has a couple of interesting ones. You're not allowed to have sex with a porcupine in Florida, and I love this one. You can't fart in a public establishment after 6 p.m. on a Thursday evening. In Georgia, it's illegal to keep an ice cream cone in your back pocket on a Sunday. Here's a great one. In Iowa, if you're a piano player and you only have one hand, you are required by law to perform for free. In Zion, Illinois, it's illegal to give cats, dogs, and other pets a lighted cigar. In Topeka, Kansas, it's illegal to sing the alphabet in the streets at night, and you can't be served wine in a teacup. Here's a couple of fun ones from Kentucky. It's illegal to fish with a bow and arrow, and a person must legally take at least one bath per year. I actually like that law. In Louisiana, you could get a ticket for $500 if you prank order a pizza to somebody else's house and they don't want it. And also, it's more illegal, I guess, if you were to rob a bank in Louisiana and then shoot the bank teller with a water pistol. In Massachusetts, it's a crime to put tomatoes in clam chowder. Also, exploding golf balls are illegal. In Baltimore, Maryland, you're not allowed to bring a lion to the movies. In Michigan, you can't tie your crocodile to a fire hydrant. In Minnesota, you're not allowed to get a group of your buddies around and then oil up a pig and gamble on who can catch it. That is illegal. In North Carolina, it's illegal to plow a cotton field with an elephant. Here's a couple from Nevada, which, you almost think that nothing should be illegal in Nevada, but apparently in Eureka, Nevada, it's illegal to kiss a woman if you have a mustache. And in Reno, Nevada, marathon dancing or marathon walking is outlawed. And there's actually a good reason for this law. Back in the times of the Great Depression, a lot of places would have these dance marathons or dance contests where a couple would get together and just start dancing, and the last couple standing would win a prize of money or a vacation or something great. And there were so many people that would do these and would stay up for days and days, sometimes falling asleep standing up while their partner held them standing and just moved them back and forth. but people got sick and died, and that's why this was outlawed in Nevada. So that one makes sense. Another one that makes sense is that a blind person is forbidden from driving a car in New York. Also in New York, children are not allowed to pick up or collect cigarette butts. All right, just got a few more here. In Oklahoma, it's illegal if you go and take a bite from somebody else's hamburger unless they give you permission. In Tennessee, it's illegal to drive while you're sleeping. That's a good law. And also, oh, this is a good one. You aren't allowed to share your Netflix password. Here's two good ones from Utah. First of all, it's illegal to carry a violin in a paper bag in Salt Lake City. And after the age of 65, it's legal to marry your first cousin. In Virginia, chickens are outlawed from laying eggs before 8 a.m. They instead have to wait until 4 p.m. to do it. In Hoquiam, Washington, it's illegal to tip over 15% in a restaurant. In Washington state, doors for public buildings are required to open outwards. And this is actually a good law that makes sense because it helps speed things up during fires and emergencies. When people are shooting out the door, they don't want to have to pull it in, they want to push it out. And finally, in West Virginia, it is illegal, and maybe even impossible, to whistle underwater. And don't forget, folks, next week there will not be a tiny sode because it's time for another one of our full-length Scattered Curiosity episodes entitled Emperors, Robber Barons, Cowboys, and Indians. I hope you come check it out.
If you'd like to help us keep the curiosities coming, please rate us on iTunes, SoundCloud, or your favorite podcast platform. And don't forget to visit scatteredcuriosities.com for exclusive free downloads and to donate to the show.